international travel department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
What's up, Spoonies? My gosh, it's been so long. I've missed every one of you. I've missed me being in this booth too. It's been 2 months. So this is going to be an absolute fiasco, and you're going to get to see the train running off the rails. I got the idea last night. It looks like my schedule cleared up enough where I could do a show, and I said, all right, Patrick, we're going to do a show tomorrow. Alrighty then.
I was like, hell yeah, Randy's back in the house. Welcome back, Randy White.
And what's funny is, so I mean, that's how my schedule has gone for months now. It's just, I know early on what I'm doing. I know early that day what I'm doing later that day, and that and I might, if I'm lucky, know what's going on.
Welcome to the real world, Randy. Welcome to the real world.
It's nuts. So hey, and real quick before we get moving, you started our feed right because I'm gonna share it.
Yes, sir. I'm checking right now. Just make sure. I see it up on YouTube. Let me check and make sure it's on Facebook.
All right, good deal. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing awesome, and hope everybody's had a great summer, man. My family's had a great time. People have been so incredibly kind to me. They've been reaching out and with well wishes and so forth, and making sure everything's good, and everything's been amazing. By the way, thanks all of you, and I it's I've said it a million times, and I won't dwell on it, but basically I'm being a family man, I got to do what's best for my family, and right now it's working in several different capacities. I would love to do this show full time, and one day I'll make it to where we can do it at least part time. Until then, I have to do it when I have the opportunities, which is I never know. I never know when that's going to happen. So thanks for bearing with me. And there are I have so many guests who want to join and so forth, and we kind of have to schedule them ahead of time, and I have to put them on the back burner, and they're just incredible people for being understanding of my situation and so forth. So we'll get it as once summer's over. I think I'll have a little bit of flexibility. I've been spending a lot of time with my family, and my gosh, we've in fact, we just got back from vacation. We went to Destin for 8 days. Well, there's a
wait. You're complaining about going to Destin for 8 days, dude. Wait. No, I'm serious. You're complaining about going to Destin, Fort Walton Beach. It's
a rough life
for 8 days.
It's rough. It really is.
You better take that back.
It is a rough life, and and so what's funny, honestly, we are incredibly blessed beyond measure, and thanks to, so I mean, we had some issues with my mom had some, she spent some time in the hospital with some she had fallen and so forth. She had some medical stuff, but God bless her, over the past week, she has just become this warrior, and when we go to Destin or Orange Beach, or when we go to the East Coast, we try to lay over. We don't fly. We drive. We have a wagon train that goes behind us, and we're every vehicle is completely booked or filled up to the rim. Couldn't put a deck of playing cards in there after, so. We kind of stop over in western Louisiana at this the Coshada Indian Casino and Resort. They're incredible with with the hospitality. The Coshada, and it's off the grid. But it's really nice. It's kind of an oasis in the middle of nowhere.
Unless you live in Houston, you really know about it because they market heavily to Houston.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So you know it. Yeah.
It's 3.5 hours from Houston. Yeah.
I got a buddy, Josh Wilkinson. He does tower inspections and places like the lights on
been
big
there,
cell
done
towers
that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So he had posted a picture and said where he was. Of course, now nobody on the planet knows where that is. And I chimed in. I was like, oh yeah, we were just there last week. I think this was last year.
It's one of the largest casinos in the world. Kashada.
It's
getting there.
It's not bad. It's not bad. We prefer it over
it's
the
not
ones
really,
in
It's not really that big, but it's grown. It's like doubled in size in the last 7 or 8 years.
It has. It has, and they treat us really, really well, and so. We stay there. That kind of gives us an opportunity to break the trip up, and then we go to Destin or Orange Beach or wherever we're going to go after that on the next day. So, or sometimes we'll take an extra day layover. But anyway, it's a waypoint on the way to wherever our vacation destination is, and on the way back, mom had done so well that she and dad accompanied us to on the last couple of days of our trip. She was too sore to make it to Destin, but she made it to Louisiana to spend a couple of days and just had a ball, and I'm so proud of her. But yeah, we had a great time. Oh my gosh, we had a nice beach house in Miramar, which is great because it's away from Destin a little bit, just off the beaten path, and I love the fact that it's not right up there in the middle of the tourist area. I mean, it's still beach houses. I mean, it's still, the tourists are all in those private beach houses, but we have beach house access. I mean, beachfront access and so forth. And it was just amazing. And we get to spend time with our family and so forth. And, my cousin from on my mother's side, I guess he's kind of a distant cousin by blood, but just very close. We're very close with his family. They, especially the last several years, and we were delighted that they were able to join us. And he's a great cook. I mean, he's an incredible cook. So he cooked us Cajun food the entire time, and it was freaking awesome. Excuse me, but. So I mean, we just had we had a ball. We had nothing going on but just what we wanted to. We took one day and took my wife and I took the kids to Panama City to Gulf World, which is kind of like a mini SeaWorld-ish kind of thing. But anyway, I mean, they had a ball. They had a great time. So I mean, those are the kind of things that have been going on in my world. That's how we've spent the summer. We've been doing
If you're going to catch up only every couple months, we're going to have to give you a 2 to 3 hour show, Randy.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, it's and that's just the vacation part. A million things have been going on since then, but in the last 2 months.
I'm here all night. We could record shows after this one's over.
Well, you know what? In order for me to be able to do anything regular, it's probably going to have to be at night anyway. So we may want to hold that thought.
Cheers, man. Welcome back. Hey, it's good to see your face.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, likewise. I've missed you. Seriously, when I'm not in this booth and I don't get to talk to people for a while, it kind of affects me.
One of the last times I saw you was at the CFC, and I want to thank you, by the way, for some really good critical feedback. It was meant to be totally honest, not brutally honest, because brutally honest kind of implies the intent to hurt someone's feelings.
Of course.
It was awesome.
I try not ever to do that.
What a great event, by the way.
Yeah,
Joanne does a great job, and her entire staff.
Absolutely. Well, for it to come together as quick as it did, I mean, that they did a really good job.
5 days.
5 days. Isn't that something? I mean, they literally from conception to event in 5 days. It's pretty.
That's like giving birth
impressive.
in 5 days, dude.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know, but I would assume that if I gave birth for 5 days, I'd be a wreck.
Within 5 days, yes.
Of course, I guess if I gave birth at all, I'd be a wreck. So, anyway, I'd be rich. But anyway, so that's enough about me. The first you guys get it. The first show the first part of the show, I always give my download, my spiel, and everybody rolls their eyes and says, "Yeah, Randy, enough of the personal details, and just get with it." So, but everybody asks, so. I like to kind of tell, keep everybody up to date on how things are going, which they're going amazing. They're just hectic and with no end in sight. So, but anyway, with the summer about to be over, I have a lot. There's going to be a lot of really cool events that are going to be coming up, and it looks like I'm going to try to do. There are a couple of cool ones here locally. But the big one is the Bedford Blues and Barbecue Festival. I don't know if I'll be able to cook it, but I'm definitely going to go and, give teams a hand, probably like I did last year. But right after that is the American Royal. And for those who aren't familiar with American Royal, it's in Kansas City, the home of some of the nicest people I've ever seen in my life. Craig Carter, I'm thinking about you, by the way. But the event, I did it a couple of years ago with Hiram, in fact, and we took on way too much. I mean, he and I have talked about this on the show, but we took on 14 categories in 2 days, and we literally got no sleep in 4. So I mean, it was just stupid. But the reality is, and we did it. It's fun to joke about it, but I'd never do it again. The cool thing is this year, Gunter Wilhelm, who is the CEO, is a good personal friend of all of ours, and just an incredible human being. But also, he makes some of the best knives on the planet. So, we have. We've kind of taken almost an endearment to him. He's just an incredible person, and his products speak for themselves. But anyway, he had this vision of kind of having a kind of a chef-driven team and kind of a pro staff type team cook the Royal. So, he put this along with Hiram. Hiram helped him, put this the team together, and then with myself, we've kind of expanded like 6 people, or 6 people, excuse me. But so now, we're going to be cooking in the Royal, and I'm excited because we're going to have probably some of the best talent in the country. I mean, they really, all we did was put the notice out there that we were going to be out there, and then all of a sudden, man, we had people who were who we consider just top notch people.
Well, come on, dude, you got a 5-time World Food Championship qualifier. What, number 3 or 4 burger in the world, right?
Yeah, well, it was 5, but I like your version better.
Hey, Hey, look, I can misstate it because I'm not first person, right?
I should just let it go.
Say, hey, I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, Patrick mistook it. But I mean, so what are the dates? I know that what's the event that's here local soon? August, September?
The Bedford Blues and Barbecue Festival.
Yes, and that's a big one.
Every year on Labor Day.
Okay, so we tried to cover that last year. We couldn't get it together quickly enough, but I think we will this year.
Take a fan. To one of those stupid little, those stupid squirter fan looking deals. The Mister, because I mean, it is roasting every year. That's what scared away my whole team. They don't even cook it anymore. They're like, we're not doing it. We're just not doing it. Period.
Come on, man. This is not like New Orleans hot. This is Dallas hot. It's a whole different. It's not even Arizona hot.
So the last year we did it, I think it was 109 degrees. And
okay, that's pretty damn hot.
I mean, it was bad. And I think my wife was pregnant with number 2, and so. And
you're still alive.
Yes. Barely after that, the scars have healed. Yes, after that weekend, but no, she was very diplomatic about it. She just said, "You know what? We got through it. I mean, she's a trooper, and she gets through it. But that time, it did it. She and everybody else were like, okay, look, it's just too hot out here to do this. It's not fun.
But it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. Yeah, we're close enough to East Texas where it's hot and humid.
Yes, sir.
So, but anyway, yeah, the Bedford Blues and Barbecue Festival is a fun one. Anybody here local, you need to go check it out. So, and I think I've talked about it here on the show before, but it's a really, really neat event in its own right, even outside the barbecue thing. So it started off as a kind of a blues festival. And I think the first or second year or something like that, Buddy Guy, closed out the set on Sunday. It was it's a big deal and growing. And they have multiple stages and just music going on from Friday afternoon into we'll say 4 to 11 or something like that, and then the next day it's all day long. And it started out as literally just a music festival, and I guess shortly after they started that, they included the barbecue. The barbecue element, and it's been a KCBS, one of few KCBS Kansas City Barbecue Society events here in Texas every year, but it's one of the most fun. And other than the heat, I mean, the heat sucks. It just does. I mean, it's just not fun. But the event itself was good. These the people who put it on, the city of Bedford, they roll out the red carpet for the cooks, and they do a really good job. And there's always a lot of entertainment. A lot of not just people watching, but actual the bands that they get are really good, and so that's a really good one to come up for any local people who want to go out and just kind of hang out and see the teams and their pits and stuff like that. I mean, I have known them to have over 90, and I've known them to have 50 teams. So I think last year was a pretty good year, and this year I think this year they should have several more teams as well. I'm going to say 80 to 90 or more. I think they're almost, and once they get to 90, they're almost to capacity. But anyway, just a fun time. And entrance into into the music festival kind of gets you into the area where the people are cooking and stuff like that. So it's fun. Just don't bother the cooks on Sunday morning. There. Anyway, so and that's a standing rule for any competition. Once they're boxing up, just leave them alone. let them turn in, and then they'll be happy to answer any questions you got. But anyway,
it looks like Boz Scaggs is performing final night here at 9 p.m.
Is he?
Yeah.
See that? I mean, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
To me, that's a big deal.
I mean, I knew like 7 or 8 bands, but that's a big name, right?
Yeah.
there.
For some reason, I thought Kenny Wayne Shepherd did it. Kenny Wayne Shepherd did it one year, I think. I mean, so they draw a crowd. I mean, I had seen a stat on it. I think they'll draw like 110, 115,000 people that go through there those 3 days.
That's not bad for Bedford.
Not bad at all. So anyway, it should be a fun time, and we're kind of excited to see it. And I, like I said, I can't cook it anymore because my team is like, no, I'm not doing it. and so what I'll do is I'll just go and hang out. And if anybody needs any help, I think last year I helped 2 or 3 teams, 4 teams, something like that, and I actually enjoyed that even more because I could just kind of be a floating resource. And the rest of the time I drank beer and hung out. But anyway, so that leads up to, that's Labor Day every year. It never changes. But in 2 weeks after that, which is mid-September, the American Royal happens. And the American Royal is the most, it's one of the most, I mean, I don't know, I had a lot of fun at Memphis in May, but the Royal is right up there with it because everybody I know in the country is cooking at the Royal. Not everybody cooks in Memphis.
That's the big livestock show, rodeo and barbecue in Memphis, right?
It is. Yeah, yes, and it happens at different times. So there are several components, but the barbecue component happens first.
Rather, yeah.
And so the livestock show and the rodeo and stuff I think is in October. I think, but anyway,
I think you're right. Yeah.
Mid-September is the is the barbecue component, and it just, I mean, we took on way too much 2 years ago, but the reality is that it wasn't the fault of the event. The event was awesome. We had there were so many people that we knew there, and that's even, I mean, that list has grown. So I can't wait to spend a week with my barbecue family there. I really can't. There are people that I never see except for in a large event that draws people from the 4 corners of the country. So I'm so excited, and we're going to be over with Operation Barbecue Relief and the shed barbecue. So real quick, I had an opportunity to go and I took my family when we came down I-10 to coming back, and so we stopped at the shed in Mississippi in Ocean Springs. Good eats. I
actually may have seen that post. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I've seen a couple people stop through there, not just you. Several.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean,
I think Nick Rickman, rather, he stopped there as well a while back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so Nick lives in Mariana, which is just out past, it's just a little bit past Panama City, but on 10, I guess, towards Tallahassee. But anyway, yeah, he's been there, and I think just about everybody has been there. But anyway, what most people don't know about the Orisons is that they're incredible people. They really are awesome, and so just hospitable people. And if they bring an entourage at all the competitions, not because they need 30 people to be able to cook a hog, but because they love the spirit of the event. And but anyway, they have that same spirit is there at their restaurant. It's just kind of this laid back, fun place. My kids saw things there they've never seen in their lives. I mean, just stuff on the walls, and it's whimsical in a great way. It really is. And but the food was fantastic. My son was digging in, the youngest. I mean, he's a rib eater, and he was digging in on the ribs, and even my oldest likes, he digs their barbecue. He had a good time anyway. But my wife is eternally critical of most of the barbecue places, and she loved it. She thought it was great. So, I mean, now I won't have any problem getting her to stop.
The only opinion that matters. That's right.
and all that implies, for Pete's sake, she's just amazing. But I was glad that I didn't take her to somewhere that I liked and she hated, and so that one's on the to-do list. When we go back, I won't have any problem convincing her to go do it again. But anyway, but the shed, really, really good food, especially pork. I mean, it's, in the Southeast, pork is a really big deal. And they were out of brisket, but I mean, from Texas, that wasn't that big of a deal. But their pork, nobody does pork like the Shed. So, and especially people in the Southeast, period, but especially the Shed. I mean, they're good at it, period. Their chicken was good too, smoked chicken. And we got these loaded fries, so we kind of got a hodgepodge of everything. And I figured, what we'll eat what we can, and be on our way. But we got these loaded fries that's got baked beans that weren't annoyingly sweet, and pulled pork and things like that. It was like sour cream and stuff like that. It was good. So that was a great place. So if you guys find yourselves in southern Mississippi on I-10, stop off at the Shed, and their motto is "Get fed at the Shed," and that's exactly what we did. It was awesome. So, but anyway, so point. I digress. My apologies. But anyway, at the Royal, the Shed will be part of our little corral, with OBR, and I think Boar's Not Out's going to be there. Mark Lambert with Sweet Swine of Mine, I think he's going to be there. But anyway, Team Gunter is just absolutely over the moon thrilled to be a part of all of that group there. So, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope they get this massive number of teams. It's always harder when it's hard to win when you have the increase in the number of teams, but I don't care. It's a week long just barbecue and gab fest.
It's the barbecue love fest.
It is the barbecue love fest. Everybody there is just awesome, and everybody, you get the people who are kind of inaccessible by normal standards. Maybe they're you get the people that they know, who are known from pitmasters and stuff like that. They have almost a fan following, so they can't just walk around and just. You have on occasion
kind of a celebrity lineup when it comes to some of the big names.
Absolutely, but the cool thing is that, and this was the same way at Memphis in May, that for a week there and a week in the Royal, everybody's on the same plane. They don't consider themselves any different than anyone else. I mean, they're there to compete, and just because they have one doesn't mean they will. If they got a good program, then there's a better than average shot, if not incredible shot, but it doesn't mean that they will. And when you got that many people, especially in the Open, they got two days consecutively. If you've won a grand championship during the year, you're invited to cook in the Invitational, or you can apply to be accepted into the Invitational cook that happens on Saturdays, and then on that Saturday, and then Sunday is the Open, and Sunday is the big one where literally anybody who's paid their entry fee can
and that's when anything can happen.
That's when anything can happen. Yeah. Oh yeah. The Invitational is probably got 180 teams or so, but the Open may have 700 teams. I mean, wait.
How many?
It could have 600 or 700 teams.
Wow.
And it has. The only time it didn't was when the floods were happening in Houston, and so many incredible people, especially from Texas. There are a lot of Texas teams that go up there in Oklahoma and so forth, and a lot of them went down south to cook with OBR or even on their own and help feed those, feed those who were displaced.
I was part of that whole people in need thing. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, absolutely terrible.
But there was so much help. We had to, at one point we had to tell people, look, and not that we have enough help, but it's probably time to go back, spend time with your families, let some others help.
Absolutely.
It was amazing, the response.
Absolutely. No, so, it was just a lot of, it's a lot of fun there. But that year, I think they had 400 and something teams, which is still massive. But that's a downturn for them, and I think last year they had a lot more. And this year, I'm sure they'll have a lot more. They're going to have one more than they did last year because we're going. And all of us are just stoked about it. But anyway, I mentioned Craig Carter earlier. Hey, I really appreciate your help, man. He's kind of helped us. He kind of brought us into their, into their corral, into their party and so forth. So Gunter is going to be alongside them, and he's just been, he's just been absolutely incredible. So, appreciate it, Craig.
I don't mean to seem distracted. I actually took a picture of me running the show for you, so I'm going to put that up on Instagram real quick.
Do it.
Oh man, are you kidding? I'm glad to have you back in the studio. Man, I'm so happy to see your face.
I appreciate that, bro. I love this. I really do. I miss it. I miss it when I'm gone. I'm giddy because I miss it when I'm not around. So, and I would love to do it more, and I will. I'll figure out a way to do it. It just has been kind of difficult.
We're all trying to figure out a way to do it right now.
Yep, exactly. So anyway, it is what it is. Man, y'all come back and hang out with me for a little while. We're going to talk about stuff that don't suck. See you in a few.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Dr. Ken Brown here, host of Gut Check Project with my co-host Eric Rieger. I've seen in my practice that Atrantil is a whole lot more than just a bloating product.
Yes, it does a whole lot more than just fix bloating because of the polyphenols that you find in Atrantil.
What are some of the things that these polyphenols do, Eric?
These polyphenols can help you have more energy, and polyphenols are great for athletes.
It sounds like it's going to help a whole lot more people than just bloating. Go to lovemytummy.com/Spoony.
Woo! We're back. We're back, and I'm elated, man. Not related, elated. So yeah, I'm so excited to be back here and talking about the Royal and barbecue. I'm digging it, man. I am absolutely digging it. So I want to know. So I know there's a lot of people who are going to be at the Royal who have made mention of it. Send me some comments, man. Either that or hey Patrick, can you put the number up to the call in number?
Absolutely, I'll do it right now. As a matter of fact, it is. I'll announce it as well. It is. Let's see. Spoony calling is 202-900-3990. That's 202-900-3990. I'll put it up on Spoony right now.
Awesome. Thank you. I got one who's coming in. I'm gonna be glad to have him on. It's Hiram. So.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Actually, he's such a cool guy. He
really
sent me a friend request recently on Facebook. I was looking through everything.
Yeah.
Man,
did you deny it? You look like a shady character.
No, you know how badly I want to talk to you about what's coming up pretty soon. WFC's final table. We'll talk about that after, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
When does that air? It's on NBC really soon in August. I'm looking for the air date right now.
We'll ask him.
Okay.
We'll ask him when it is. He was supposed to have saved this number. I guess he didn't. But anyway, so hey, Rob Dopp, what's happening, bro? I see you there, Vic, dude. All of you. So all these guys, a lot of these people who are going to be are on the comments. They're a lot of them are going to be there, and I'm just excited. And so are they. JP, what's that, brother? I hope you're feeling good. Jean-Paul Lavalley, he had a heart attack few days ago, and hopefully he's feeling better. I know he said he is, but he always says he is because the guy is just the picture of positivity. So
yeah, I saw that post.
brother.
But there was if there's anything we can do to help find out and post that, you're welcome to let me know. We'll share that on Spoony on my personal page as well.
Absolutely. So do you hear that, JP? We love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Nick Rickman. So Nick, I hated that I was so close to him, and we were so I didn't know we had pretty much an agenda for the entire time we were there, and I literally couldn't break away. So what I'm going to do is I'm seriously I'm going to make a trip to Panama City just to go and eat at the Salt Block and trade beers with that guy, because he's just an awesome person. So Nick, sorry I couldn't, it just didn't work out, bro. And I thought at one point I thought I had it squared away, and it didn't look like I did. In the end, I just didn't have time to sync up with you, but we will, I promise. But anyway, thinking about you, or was for sure.
I just put the Spoony call line up in the comments.
There you go. Yeah. Who I got? Vic, Debbie, thank you for sharing my stuff earlier too. I appreciate that very much. Thanks for joining. Hope you guys are all having a great day. JP, you'd like to be called the Gulf Coast, huh? Yeah. Well, there you Mr. Gulf Coast. All right. Polly, what? What, Paul? Hiram, I sent you digits. Sorry, I'm going through my stuff here. Lines are closed. Hiram said the lines are closed.
He's actually online. Hold on one sec.
All right, cool.
I just got to pay attention and realize there's a caller alive.
Well, Patch is
He's there. Hiram, you there? Hiram, you hear me?
Are you there?
Hello? Oh, I know why. Hold on. Unmute. There we go.
Are you there?
I had to unmute the phone lines, man. That's why I do not run shows very often.
Darn old people in electronics.
Oh, newfangled contraptions.
Older people. Older.
Older.
All right. Older. How's that?
Older. What's up, dude?
How you guys doing?
We're good, man. We're just sitting here reminiscing. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, man. I heard that.
It sucked.
I heard you going to the Royal, man. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. If you can break free, you should go too.
I should. I'm going to try to break free a little bit. Yeah. I think around that time I might have like a week open for some reason.
A week open, so, yeah. We'll leave it open just in case.
How's everything, buddy?
Man, it's great, dude. It really is. I mean, it's hectic. It's nuts, but it's good. It's a blessed life, and a lot of people love to have my problems. I say that every single time, but I mean it every single time. So it's all good.
Really enjoying the shade marks, man. I see you just got back fresh from vacation. You can tell that with the sunglass marks on the face. They're looking good, bud.
Oh, dude. Usually it's an improvement. And I'll tell you why. Because usually I don't wear sunblock at least one day, and I look like I've been bobbing for French fries in a deep fryer by the time I get out. I mean, literally just smoking molten red, and I didn't do that this time. So it is proof that an older dog can learn new tricks.
Yeah, there it is.
We had a blast. We really did. So it was a lot of fun. And
great.
my kids were just, I mean, they literally were upended, man. They went to sleep every day at night, like 2:00, and woke up every morning like 7:45, 8:00, and literally were going until they hit the wall at 11 or 12 or 1 or 2 or whatever it was. But anyway, they were troopers, man. They did good. We all slept good last night. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
we had a good weekend down at the Smoke in the Grove. That's where I was.
That's right. Tell me about
hanging out with Gunter Wilhelm down there. That was a pretty cool event right there. Well put together.
That Gunter feller.
Yeah, that Gunter fella.
We love that. We love that Gunter fellow. Seriously.
Oh, he's going to be cooking with us. So we better love him. Got to teach him how to cook brisket so he could stop coming to us and telling us to make it for him.
I'm gonna finally show him how to make beef ribs so that he can. Because I get the request every time I see him, and I'm bringing him literally. But this time I'm gonna cook him alongside him so he can see how it's done, and then after that he'll be self sufficient and he'll kick us all out. He's like, no, I got this. I'm a one man show.
That's it. One can only hope, right?
Exactly. It's all good. No. So, all right, tell me about Smoking in the Grove, dude.
Smoking the Grove, man, quite an event every year. They host it up there. I think it's Spring Grove, not Pine Grove. I know it's something Grove down there but my GPS definitely says Pine Grove in PA right here. And the guys put that stuff together, the guys from Kenny's Market down there, and it's basically geared towards the revitalization of downtown, of their little town right there. So it's pretty cool that they can host this major barbecue event, KCBS, SCA, you name it. Everybody was out there, and it's all right back into the community, you know? So basically anything that's going in from the team's registration to any kind of raffling and everything like that went right back into the community, which is a big part of what barbecue is becoming right now, which is so key right now.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it was really, really good time, well put together, 65 teams. We actually had over 45 cooks for the SCA, so that's a pretty good turnout, especially for the Northeast up here, Northeast and Mid-Atlantic area. It's, SCA is just starting to gain its popularity out in this area. So, Randy, last year there were probably 5 events. By this time, we've already tripled or quadrupled that amount of SCA events coming into this area. So that's pretty exciting too.
Nice.
So, I had a literal flash in the pan too. So I'm pretty sure you experienced that too. Last time you cooked with the little fry pan, I cooked in the SCA with the gun to home the fry pan.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool though. I mean, I got to admit, man, I didn't think I brought a knife to a gunfight, but I had a hell of a time.
So, I mean, and the problem is it makes great steaks. I mean, it literally, it is an incredible pan. But the
taste was on point.
The SCA judges are so, it has to, if it doesn't look like all the other ones that are turned in, I think oftentimes it's a detriment. And
well, this is where you'll get hit with that presentation and texture.
Yep.
That's where you'll get hit. Presentation being that you don't have your grill marks on top of there. And as far as texture is concerned, that steak sears completely on the outside, which is basically a pan sear that you're giving it with the grill marks. It's not getting that charboil, it's not getting that other flavors, but it's also creating a different kind of texture, a different kind of flavor that I'm pretty sure that if the SCA judges were aligned with the EAT methodology, I think that things would have lined up a little bit better because, as far as they're concerned, they're cutting a grilled steak in half and they're trying that. You know what I mean? So, we're going to keep trying and we're going to keep going with it, see how it does. But it's a great consistency. I got a great cook on that. My highest score was just the doneness itself. That was really, really high up there. And that's basically what we're looking for, right? That doneness inside and give yourself a chance.
Absolutely it is. I think when I used that GW pan and at MBBQA, and I had all of the opposite scores that you had. Everything was fantastic except for doneness, and I don't know why. I mean, the doneness was good, but it just wasn't. It was I overdid it just a little bit trying to get a good sear. So it was the first time I'd ever cooked a steak on that pan. That's usually my fish pan. It's my go-to for a fish pan. But
it's a two flip. It's a 2-flip process with that thing.
Yeah.
And on the timing on the second flip, it's a pull off. So you'll have to get. So what I did was put a cast iron sizzle pan right underneath and stop that searing process in the cooking and just kind of kept it there. That was really nice. It turned out perfect.
Nice.
I would serve it at any restaurant.
Sure. It looked pretty. I know that. I mean, you for what you're doing. I mean, I don't think you could have turned in a better steak. It looked good. So, it was what it was. But the reality is,
I didn't have a problem with it.
I'd still rather do SCA than barbecue by leaps and bounds. I mean, just in general.
So
I like the KCBS.
Why would you rather do SCA than barbecue?
Because it's a shift.
instead of a week.
It's 8 hours. It is 8 hours, done to done, start to finish. It is. I'm setting up a table, a tent, and a lawn chair. I'm breaking out the beer. At one point, I'm going to pick up 2 steaks. I'm going to cook one.
I'm going to go home and sleep in my own bed or hotel room.
Yes, and at 5 o'clock, we're clocking out.
Yep. Wrap it up, boys.
No,
Pop your tent down, grab the table, grab your PK or whatever you're carrying, and get up.
Yes,
that's it.
I actually love
the expenses. The expenses alone on barbecue is enough to feed a little family. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
it's every time you look at the meats, you look at all the expenses and everything that you have compared to SEA expense. You're buying a bag of charcoal.
Absolutely.
So
for me, it's worth it for the big events. I love to barbecue. I love to cook barbecue at the big events. I just can't do it, 30 or 40 weekends a year at just any of them. The Royal is going to be a fun one. Everybody's there. Memphis in May. I may take a team next year, or I've been invited on to be on a couple of teams. I may, one way or the other, I'll be there because I had a great time. I had such a blast. But the Royal is a good
headed
one.
Up that way.
What's that?
But we take off from for a month and a half steak tour. Just Gunter Wilhelm, David, and myself. We're going to have 2 vehicles, and we're going to, after the Royal, we're streamlining right into Texas. And, we're going to be staying right around the corner from you there, Randy, with my brother down there. And then, from there, we're going to head to the World Food Championships, where we'll be competing together, yourself and myself, in the state category. Absolutely. And then head over down to the SCA to do the Open on Sunday. I'm, just kind of throw my name in the pot.
Absolutely. What's funny is, so there were... I didn't sign up for anything this year. Literally at WFC. I mean, I quite literally didn't qualify for anything because I didn't do anything. I mean, not one thing. But it looks like I'm helping 5 different categories worth of teams. And I've been looking to make sure that there wasn't like a conflict of interest, and also that I could work it in the schedules and stuff. But for the 2 to 3 days where you have most of your open comps, I think I'm going to be there every single day. I mean, not just with you, of course, but also with literally everybody.
Mm-hmm. I did that 2017, man. It's a great time. I did 6 of them.
I know it. That's crazy. Well, I ain't doing 6. That eats into my drinking time. But I'm gonna do 5. Anyway, it's gonna be it's seriously gonna be fun, and So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all of them. I'm looking forward to the Royal the most because the Royal is just it's a big deal. I love just the just kind of the vibe, the overall vibe that all the barbecue teams are there to hang out and enjoy themselves for a little while, and then at some point they're going to go to work. And by the way, I talked to Craig today. Every time I talk to him, I get more jazzed about the whole deal. But the thing is, they're excited to have us aboard, but also, and I kind of echoed that sentiment. So, we're excited to be there. But the reality is, there are so many awesome teams and so many cool people that have already reached out, to me. I'm sure they have to you and others, but it's going to be, it's like one big reunion. So if anybody, whoever's going to be out there, make sure that you, that you sync up with us, because I think we're gonna be over in, by where OBR is. And anyway, it's a lot of really good people, and I just think it's gonna be a great time. I think we're gonna have.
I heard there's somebody flying out of Florida there to join us too.
What?
I heard there's somebody shooting out of Florida. There's a real funny guy out there. He's going to join in with the Team GW down there. So there's going to be a lot exciting. I think our team's different. I'm not going to announce the team members yet because I want to do a nice thing. But we got a pretty nice team put together. The first year we did it, I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
2017, we did the Royal. It was myself and yourself with 14 turn-ins, which is work. That was called work. The whole time it was work. Everybody else was partying and we were working.
Absolutely.
So this time we're going to take that many competitors and half the categories. So we don't, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm so excited I'm so excited to go. I literally would go next week if it was next week. Well, I probably wouldn't because I got next week booked. But I mean, I literally can't wait for the clock to spin, man, so that we can go do this, because I think it's just going to be an incredible week-long experience, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it, and all of the teams and groups that we're going to be alongside. I'm really excited to be a part of that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, I saw Trey Zink earlier say that he's going to be there, and there's I know there's a lot of people that that follow both of us, and they're in 600 or 700 teams. Naturally, you're going to have a couple hundred people at least that that either from social media or from elsewhere. But anyway, I'm excited to hang out with all of them, and have a libation or two or 10.
I'm pretty stoked to get into the demo area, man. Do a little bit of live cooking right there, and talk to some people, and talk about some products, and talk about what's to come and everything like that. So we'll be down there doing live demos, I think, with not only with OBR, but with Gunter Wilhelm as well. So, they'll be able to come by and taste and sample some of the stuff also as well.
Oh, I'm delighted to hear you say that, because I've committed you and me and all of us to to about 3 days.
I kind of figured that much. That's why I threw that in there.
It just warms my heart to know that you're excited to do it, because you'll get plenty of it.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Randy, anybody ask me a question about the Royal, I just say, hey, why don't you just go ahead and call Randy? He has the itinerary down there in Texas. So
yeah,
he got it all figured out. Got the itinerary. So.
Yeah, 6:47 p.m. We're doing, I don't know, octopus or something. Anyway, so no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're excited to do it. So, hey, okay, so we got about 9 minutes left. Well, about 10 minutes left, just under 10 minutes. So I want tell me a little bit about the upcoming or the experience that you had with, because I don't think we've talked about this. Tell me about the experience that you had when you did the final table in New Orleans.
Oh man, beautiful New Orleans. How you say it? New Orleans. So New Orleans. We're down there with Robert Mansfield. Robert Mansfield, speaking of SCA, was the SCA category that they had in Orange Beach, Alabama. He was the number one in steak in the world. So after, it's trend within the community of like not only SCA but KCBS, where a lot of these pit masters are deep cooks. They're really, really deep cooks. But when it comes down to the culinary part of it, you kind of need that little bit of a helping hand. So I went down to New Orleans with Robert Mansfield. Man, what an experience that was from the beginning to end. Man, what a show! It was obviously a Dick Clark production, and just the staging of it. I mean, the interaction with the community. I mean, Mike McLeod was able to reach out to the whole community. I'm talking about a whole. We were traveling to different restaurants for different categories. It was, different rounds. It was just amazing, the setup that they had, and it just the Noche itself, the Culinary Institute down there in New Orleans.
Yeah,
beautiful, just built. State-of-the-art kitchen all inside. It was a double studio setup. You had all 10 competitors. I think you had 5 in one side and 5 in the other, 2 different kitchens. Everybody just went at it, man. It was the first round was the signature. So basically you have to take your own take on a New Orleans classic, you know what I mean? Or any classic, or for that matter. You just got to show your stuff and see who makes it up to the second round. So our turn in for that first round was the savory waffle that we made. We made a version of an Eggs Benedict. That was the signature round, the first one. So what we did, Randy, was we did some nice, beautiful roasted jalapenos with that Billy small batch bacon, and also a little bit of black garlic inside of the waffle mix itself with the C&D Mill cornmeal from down there in Pensacola, Florida. Okay, we took some beautiful red drumfish and we made a nice Cajun blend using some of Rob's texture for the steak and just kind of mixing it up and made a beautiful red drumfish. And with that, we did a nice, beautiful wilted spinach. Wow, what else was on there? That we had, of course, we used a duck egg. So we made a duck egg hollandaise with the blood orange and black garlic as well.
Yeah.
And, we had some beautiful wilted spinach inside of that bad boy. I know I'm probably missing like a component or two, but it was a well put together dish. It was good enough to get us into to the second round and second place in the world at that point. You know what I mean? We were able to go that way, but from that point on, you're just going to have to tune in to find out what's going on. But the first round was, right there. But from that point on, you had your top 5 going in and then the top 3. So the second round where it's like, where we had to recreate the red drum, what was that? Red beignet, red snap. It was redfish being, I thought it was, so the original was snapper, right? The stuffing on top of it. I just mentioned it. Yeah, we went to La Tableau, I think it was, and we went over and tried a dish, right? It was a redfish, and the name is right there in my head. It'll probably hit me, but we had to taste it at the restaurant, and the next day go back into studio and into the kitchen studio and recreate that dish. And that was going to determine the top 3 for the final cut. So that's where all the magic happened, man. Everybody was out there the night before. You had the whole crew, the whole staff out there at the restaurant, kind of hanging out. It's right there, right down in the French Quarter, and camera crews, everything everywhere. It was so much fun. It was just a blast. I mean, it was just the production and the work and the effort that goes into these events. You could tell how it paid off for Mike over the progression of the last 7 years for the WFC. He put it all on display right now, and I can't wait for Dallas because now he's going to outdo it again. He's just going to keep growing and growing. So, pretty stoked for that.
Dude, I got a feeling Big D is going to be awesome. I mean, I know he's got a lot that he's had his hands in. I know he's come here quite a bit, and he's making a lot of moves here in Dallas to make this just one of the best WFCs ever. If not the best. So, I mean, he's aligning the pieces for this to be pretty well marquee. So. I'm excited to see what he comes up with. It really is going to be awesome. I love to see it in my backyard. It's perfect. It makes my travel travel a little bit easier to do. So, everybody else is like, yeah, you can kiss it. But I mean, hey, I love that it's here. I really do. If you think about it, centrally located in the country, there's,
just to throw it out there, Mike, I hear Pennsylvania is really beautiful, man.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, next year is it going to be in Tamaqua?
We can't bring him down. I heard Tamaqua. We got plenty of space down at Silverline.
There you go. Yeah. Just unpack the circus, unpack the wagons. I love it. No, it's a lot.
Bring on the circus.
It's a lot of fun. Anyway, it was fun to watch the the final 10.
Yeah.
For the WFC, and I can't wait for the I can't wait for the top 3 to emerge
top 3 as well. Top 3 well deserved too, man. 3 great chefs.
Absolutely, and
it's going to be quite a showdown.
Absolutely, no. I think it's awesome, and I mean, on a personal note, my buddy Nick is. Nick Rickman, he's one of the 3, so I'm pulling for him. But the reality is, all three of them have he's just an incredible human being. He really is just a person of impeccable character, and because of that, and the fact that he's a friend, I tend to pull for him on a personal level. But all 3 of them, who have emerged as the top 3, have just they've earned it already. If they get it, awesome.
Jackie and Peter, amazing people. Spent a lot of time with them down there.
Yes.
And, well deserved. Peter actually heading into the second round was first. I was right behind him. Very skilled guy, very, 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 very on his game, man. He definitely is going to bring it at that final 3.
That's awesome.
So they're all great chefs. And then you can't overlook one little insight is that Nick also had a little powerhouse from Texas with him too.
Oh, yeah.
So that Gail was down there. Gail Hoosman.
Gail's the best.
So
she really
they were teamed up.
I love Gail. She's just she is another person of impeccable character. So the two of them together, I
love her.
I'm enamored by them both because they're just good people. So I mean, you want the best for good people. And the reality is all three, all three of the competitors and their constituents are in the same boat on that one. So I wish them all luck. And when does that show come on? Do you know? I know it's on CNBC.
I believe it's the 20. I believe it's the 20 CNBC, the 22nd. I think it's at 8:00.
8:00
PM.
August.
I think that might be. Yeah, I think that might be Central Time. So August 22nd.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait. And
on CNBC, right around that area. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I hope I have a couple of shows in between then. But if I don't, I'm gonna have to have one after the fact so Mike can come on and give us the dirt. See, and once the air is cleared, maybe Mike will come on and give us all the gory details and so forth. And, maybe give us some insight on how he made these deals, because he pulled in the powerhouses. There are no more iconic places than the ones that he drew into this, and I just think it's amazing.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to tell you what, not even the 7 competitors that were not in the top 3 don't even know who won, just for the record.
Yeah.
Just for the record, the only 3 competitors that know who won was the top 3. So it was a complete knockout from that part of the event, so
yeah.
There was a lot of traveling involved. There was bands involved that had to shop with a minimum amount of money. There was a lot of stuff. Watch, you'll see a lot of cool stuff on there that really, 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 really shows the progression of what the World Food Championships has become. And I can't reiterate, between him, Susan, there's a whole line. Even Chris Sherrill.
Yeah.
Chris Sherrill was so key, man. He took care of all the pantry. He took care of all the chefs and everything like that.
Hey,
everything was just well put together, man. It was just well designed.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? I love it. I love that you were on, man. We are out of time again.
Thanks, man.
Hey,
all right, brother.
Hey, I'll hook up with you soon, bro. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining, man. It's been cool.
Take care, everyone.
See ya. Take care.